hair bears up there, so it's fine. But also, it just kind of consists of clearly the Tanner, Parker, and Harrison corner.
Very nice.
And then we have him.
Lakota done maybe change her name in my phone.
To what?
I'm no longer a Chase Elliott's fan.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured that. That was ridiculous. Like, watching that video, he could clearly see that you have, like, a picture of you and him that you want him to sign.
The funny thing is, he literally looked at the picture, looked at me, looked back at the picture, then looked at me again, and then just signed the kid next to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I literally cried after it because I'm just like, I'm so done.
I was like shocked. I was like, really?
Like, I don't know what his problem is. Like, I always knew it was hit or miss with him. Was your shirt on backwards?
It was on backwards.
It looked like the same design. It was fine.
I mean, it's fine now.
Okay. But, yeah, I knew it was always hit or miss with Chase Elliott, but, like, that right there is ridiculous.
I was a little offended. Not even a little, I was a lot, and that kind of drew the line for me. I was like, are you, like, actually kidding me right now?
It's like, I feel like this was, I feel like after Atlanta, you were like, okay, I'm gonna give one more chance because I'm gonna get, like, up close and personal at Kansas, and I know I can get him, you know? And then he does that. Like,
it's okay. It's okay because Carson.
Yeah.
Carson
was a bestie this weekend.
Bestie Carson.
Oh, for real. No, the fun fact is that Carson literally knew that he was our bestie this week because anytime we saw him, it was basically like, okay, I'll see you again in like 5 minutes. Not that big of a deal. So.
Yeah. He signed the little truck.
Oh, he signed the little truck.
He signed both of mine. I have 2 of them. He signed the hood of it.
Mine's in my backpack upstairs.
You put the little 42 on it.
Yo, Carson is all the way up there.
And I got
our tall
my hat. I got him to sign my Carson Resort hat.
The fun fact about Tanner's picture is that it was taken at Martinsville, and he literally saw it, and he was like, was that at Martinsville? And I'm like, yeah, it was earlier this year. And he was like, so happy. I miss it. I want to go back.
Parker's interaction was quite funny.
Parker was hilarious. Although I kind of hate him. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of him. Not a fan of him right now.
You know, me and Lakota were wearing our Riley shirts to that, and we see Parker, call him over. He's like, I like y'all shirts. I see why y'all priority laws. But then we show him, because we have Big Machine bracelets on. We show him these, and then he pulls out his bracelet.
And he shows us his bracelet. Do you see this? Chase is gone.
Oh.
He's gone. Instead,
we done removed him from the wallpapers and everything.
I'm done. Like, you're supposed to be most popular driver, but you don't even have time for, like, fans who have been a fan of you since 2018.
Rough.
Yeah, it's a rough life being a Chase Elliott fan.
Actually,
it's okay. It's okay. It's a good thing I got like 15,000 other boys that I adore.
Welcome to the 12th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast.
It's like 21.
It's backwards.
Wait, whichever way you want to
There
look
we
at
go.
it.
There you go.
Whichever way. It could be Ryan Blaney or it could be Harrison Burton. You never know.
Our I was about to say a Ryan Blaney edition episode, but we're probably not going to talk much about Ryan Blaney during this episode.
It'll be this guy.
Yep, it'll be Carson Joseph, our bestie.
Our bestie.
So, alright, we're just gonna talk through the weekend. I honestly don't have much, because it's like a very, look at that is the shortest list that we've ever had, okay? Because there wasn't, I just don't have a lot of Formula One this week, because, they had an off week, and next is Singapore. But first, as always, NASCAR race. They were in Kansas. First of the weekend, the truck race. Chase Purdy got the truck pole. How was the truck race, guys?
Dude, I can't even lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, pretty much all the races, except for Xfinity, were kind of snooze festes. Like, I definitely fell asleep during the Cup race. I do know that. But truck race, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember much from it.
So,
and I was there.
Bestie Carson was pretty close to win that race. Like, I think he was running second, like right there towards the end. Yeah. And then someone got a launch off the.
Fun fact about that. So Molly and I sit literally in turn 4, way far away from the start finish line. We thought Carson was gonna win that thing.
Let me guess, you took off running.
Yeah, we booked our butts down to the start finish line. We were sitting there. Just so, who won the truck race? I don't remember.
Christian Eckes.
Oh, my least favorite person. Yeah. Yeah, we booked it down there for nothing. It was quite sad. And I don't even know what happened. Like, first off, where did he come from? Where the heck did Taylor Gray come from? Where the heck did half of these people come from? Because they were nowhere even near the front. Like, yeah, it was bad. Like, we thought Carson was gonna win, so we're like, oh, let's go book it down to start finish line, just to be very disappointed by who actually won. Yeah, that was pretty sad. That was sad. Yeah.
But you guys did get to see quite a few truck drivers.
Carson.
Yep, Bestie Carson.
Bestie Carson.
We saw him like 4 times.
We saw him 5 times. Throughout the entire week, we saw him 5 times.
In 3 different fire suits.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes,
like,
ma'am.
That really pretty blue Sunseeker one. Like,
his skill one, obsessed.
Yes.
Also, we saw him in shorts, and let me tell you what. that man is fine. I don't care. He's gorgeous. He's a pretty boy. That's his nickname that I'm calling him, is Pretty Boy Carson.
You know what? You know what? Just for you, I'm gonna leave this in for editing.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, Carson knows that he's a pretty boy, so it's fine.
Okay, to be fair, I try to keep it pretty serious, other than, like, me saying stuff about Lando Norris, okay? But, like, I try to not say things about the appearances of drivers too much, because it's kind of a stigma that women only get into motorsports because, like, drivers are attractive. But, like, I like fast cars, okay? You cannot see those attractive drivers with a helmet on, okay? Come at me.
Exactly. That's the one thing that's really annoying is when people are like, "Oh, you only watch it because of the hot drivers," and I'm like,
Bro,
you know,
they have a helmet on for like 2+ hours. What? How
I'm like,
can I see them?
there's more to it than what you know. Like maybe I like watching cars go around a track. I
It's
like fast cars.
It's like,
Mhm.
look, okay.
I don't like it just because the drivers are hot. That's just a bonus. Come on now, we all know that. That's just a plus because they're hot.
The Pixar cars to Fast and Furious to NASCAR slash Formula One slash INDYCAR pipeline is real, okay? And I went through that, okay?
Literally love. You know what? Cars is like my all-time favorite movie. So
Like
come at me.
we don't just watch the sport for attractive drivers, but
It's
there
it's
are
just
attractive drivers.
it's just
okay,
yeah. It's just a
every
it's just a bonus.
everyone has eyes, and you cannot tell me that Charles Leclerc is ugly. Okay?
The man is so fine, so fine. Also, Logan Sargent, literally so fine. Also, I'm really feeling at his daily pickup lines this past week.
Oh, you did.
Bad. It's pretty bad.
Okay. All right. Anyway, that rant.
Yeah.
Move on to the Xfinity race. Justin Allgaier got pole.
Go
And
Justin.
yep, we wish it would have been a junior driver. Honestly, like, but no, it was John Hunter Nemechek that won. that won the Xfinity race.
Not my favorite.
Yeah, so the girls aren't very happy with the Xfinity race. Because two of the drivers we pull for were fighting at the cut line. And it was Parker Kligerman and Riley Herbst.
Look here, Parker may be the bestie, but I got words for that boy. I got words for him.
Did you guys know Parker's like 33 years old?
He's the same age as my sister.
Like, he looks like a baby. Okay?
He does, honestly.
Yeah.
And
you would think he's like in his 20s or something, not 33.
Because I had looked up, I don't know, I just looked up him online on Google, you know, and it said that I'm pretty sure it said that he was 33, because I'm pretty sure he's the same age as Daniel Ricciardo, and I'm like,
he is 33. I know because I recently had just searched him. Don't ask me why.
Huh? What? Like, Parker's 33? Huh? What?
Yeah.
But them two were fighting at the cut line, and they got into some incidents during the race, and it kind of ruined Riley's day. So he didn't really have a fighting chance towards the end, which is upsetting because I feel like, because last year he pointed his way in, Riley, and this year he was really close to. I feel like it's just a matter of time before he gets that first win. He's been close quite a few times.
Also, this year he's been screwed over a lot by getting his first win, or even just getting the chance to even be up front. He's been screwed over quite a lot. Like, we listened to his radio, and he was so sad. He was apologizing to his team that he pretty much sucked. That was, I think, the saddest part to listen to, was that he was sad and just telling his team, sorry that he sucks, and they were like, you don't suck, quit saying that. That's what's sad about that.
Poor Riles.
I literally almost started crying because of his radio. Actually, that's a lie. I cried after the Xfinity race because of that, because it was so sad.
Because Austin Hill finished where he did. He finished with enough points ahead of John Hunter Nemechek to be the regular series champion in the Xfinity Series. Did we even talk about who was regular series champion in the Cup Series? Was it Martin Truex? Truex? I think it was Truex. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if we ever mentioned that.
We might have like did it real fast and then
Like
skipped over the rest of it.
Breezed over it. This weekend in Bristol kicks off the Xfinity Series playoffs, which include Parker Kligerman now. Yeah, they have. So the Xfinity Series start off with 12. So the way it's 10 drivers in the Truck Series, and then 12 drivers in Xfinity, and then 16 in Cup. And the Cup Series, Christopher Bell got pole, which I feel like he has a lot of one lap speed because he's getting a lot of poles, but it just does not work out for him in the race. Because Tyler Reddick won at Kansas, which means 3 different drivers have won in the 45 car in the past 2 seasons at Kansas.
I have to say, I'm tired of seeing the 45 car win.
Like,
I've seen it every single time. But I will admit, the first time it was Kurt Busch, so I saw Kurt Busch win for like the last time of his like racing career.
Yeah.
And then it was Bubba filling in for Kurt, and now it's Tyler Reddick. I've seen it win 3 different times with 3 different drivers. I'm a little over the 45 car. I'm not gonna lie, because I've seen it the last 3 times win at Kansas.
So Justin Marks, the part owner because of Pipple, part owner of Trackhouse, raced in the Trans Am race at Watkins Glen, and he got the pole as well as won the race. So Justin Marks is out here killing it in the Trans Am series. I think this is his like 3rd or 4th win in the Trans Am series just this season. So he's out here. Cause I think it's starting to become almost like a trend of drivers and owners, like at the same time. Cause you have Denny Hamlin in 2311, and then you have Brad and RFK, and then Justin Marks and Trackhouse. There's probably more than that, but like Alex Bowman, I think, has his own like sprint car series, or not series, but like team.
Yeah, he has Alex Bowman Racing.
Yeah, so there's I feel like that's kind of the ongoing trend. They saw my bestie.
We did see your bestie.
He didn't say much, but
he didn't. I mean, the only thing he said was we said hey. He said hey, so yeah. that was a pretty solid talking point right there.
Lakota got to see Harrison Burton.
Oh yeah, no. The fun part is I think Harrison already knew he had to come over to us because Mollie and I only just said his name, and he kind of gave us the 5-hand like, I already know the drill. I'm coming over there. Then he did. Then we just took a picture, but I made him sign that picture, and it was funny because he signed my sign, and then I was like, no, you have to sign the picture. He was like, I know, but I want to sign the sign too, and I was like, okay, by all means, I'll take your signature however many times you want to give it to me.
You know what?
Then we took a picture.
I was about to make a joke. I was about to make a joke. You said that, and I was like, yeah, go ahead and put it on a marriage certificate. She'd want that too.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I'm just gonna show up in Talladega with just a marriage certificate and be like, I should have said this.
Just make that would be actually hilarious. Make a fake one, you know, just like.
Ooh, now you've just given me ideas. All right, it's the done deal. It's a fake marriage certificate in Talladega, and just make him sign it and be like,
Right.
well, by this we're married, so.
See, I don't know if I don't know if I want to cut this out or if I actually want to put this out into the world. So,
No.
Lakota.
No.
Me and Lakota were talking about Austin Centric, and
yeah.
Well, I mean, we're talking about marriage certificates, so I thought this was funny. Lakota wanted to say that Austin Centric is my husband.
I mean, you guys are my parents, so it's fine.
Yeah. Apparently, me and Austin Centric are Lakota's parents.
Duh. It's kind of funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, more red carpet interactions. Who else did you enjoy seeing?
Obviously the bestie Carson again.
Yes.
Because he kind of just knew. It's like, you know, we had already seen you like 5 times already. So,
Dude.
or 4 times before that. The red carpet actually made it the 5th time, so he already knew the drill.
Yeah, like, we're literally the Carson hosts of our fan club. Come on!
Mm-hmm. How we are. It's a known fact. I don't even know. We got Bubba's autograph again, which is kind of crazy.
And Kyle Larson's.
We got Kyle Larson. We finally got Christopher Bell. We didn't get a dirty look from him this time. He actually signed our signs, so I take that as a bonus.
Maybe he was in a good mood because he got pole.
Maybe.
I mean, but
we all know my least favorite one, so we can skip over that one.
Wait, did we actually go through the like actual story of what happened with Chase? Like,
no.
Did we mention that at the beginning before the intro? I can't remember.
No, I just said I'm not a fan of his anymore.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we've mentioned in one of the episodes
how many times he swerved me.
Yeah, I think it was the episode after Atlanta that we mentioned that Lakota missed Chase Elliott again, right?
Yeah.
And
for like the 5th time.
Yeah. And so Lakota, after that, she was like, alright, I'm gonna give him like one more chance. I'm gonna be like right there at Kansas. There's no way I can miss him, right? And then they have video proof that Chase Elliott looks at Lakota, sees what she's holding, which is a picture of him and her.
Yeah. Basically one of these pictures with him and I, not at a NASCAR race, at the SRX race in Nashville when it was Elliott versus Elliott. And
sees her with that and goes to sign for the guy next to her.
Who's wearing a Kyle Busch shirt.
Yeah. So, Lakota has officially announced that she's no longer a Chase Elliott fan.
Which is it actually kind of hurts because since I've been a fan since 2018, I've liked him since 2018. That's like 6 years, 5 years, whatever. Yeah. For a long time. Like at this point, I've lost all hope at trying to get him. Like, I don't think people realize how hard it actually is to get his autograph.
Like, I'm literally in the garages, and it is hard for me to get his autograph.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the time at Talladega, where there was literally nobody around, that was a miracle. Like, that does not happen. Every single time you see Chase Elliott, he is being mobbed by at least 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And by Kansas, they have like the fence and it's Autograph Alley because they have one on the Xfinity side and the one for the Cup side. And the Cup side, it has like 2 holes. You're basically in jail. That's really what the drivers feel like. And this past week, all the drivers have said that. Carson told us that. Parker told us that. So many of the boys were like, I feel like I'm in jail because on the Cup side, so it's like fence and then there's like a slot and then it's like fence and then at the bottom there's a slot so you can like slip things through easy but also take a picture at the top. And he came out from like after qualifying because he didn't make it or practice, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. I think it was qualifying.
It was qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying. And he doesn't even look at the fence. Like, he hears the people screaming his name. And it's kind of sad because we were literally by like almost an entire family and all of their kids were Chase Elliott fans. And he heard them scream his name and just proceeded to walk the complete opposite way back to his garage and sign other people's autographs on the way.
Wow. You can't be NASCAR's most popular driver and act like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think people understand. Like, whenever he is on TV and like shown on TV and you see him signing so many things, that is literally for the camera. I'm not even kidding. Because whenever he is not in front of the media, he does not want to do anything.
Yeah, and you know, there's all these there's all these Chase Elliott fans, and if they've never met him, I don't think they realize how hard it actually is to meet him.
Yeah.
He is a hard person to get. Like, he's not easy. He can look at you and then completely ignore you. Like, me has been ignored like 7 times now.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We got the Harrison. We got the Carson. We all good.
Oh.
We also got Ty. So
I was about to say anti-Gibbs.
I'm, you know, Harrison,
right.
Harrison and Ty, we're cool. And Carson, he's just the bestie, so he already knows that he's cool.
I was about to
I also got Riley.
joke.
And we got Riley too. So
I was about to say our short king Ty Gibbs.
you know what?
That slot in the fence did him so wrong because I don't think he's actually that short. Like I feel like he's like 5'6" or 5'7".
I mean,
Oh my gosh!
that's
Wait,
Atlanta.
that was Atlanta. That was.
Yeah, and looky there, the boy signed the picture.
Oh, he actually did. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Right there. There it is.
Aw.
My signs are over there.
See,
Then I cried after it, so it's fine.
hold on. Okay, so the first time
I also got that on video. Kinda crying.
So this is how. Oh, if I can pick it up.
That's a good classic one. Me crying.
So, you guys have like the actual pictures. See, I did Polaroids. Austin's is messed up because I had it in a book and it took off some of the autograph. But that's the first time I met Austin and Ryan. At the Coca-Cola 600 last year. So my boys, even though I have a lot of boys, but
So on Holler Note, my it was literally Carson.
bestie Carson.
Dude,
Ryan he had a duck to be in the picture.
In the fence.
I know, and I felt so bad, but it's also really funny because when Molly and I saw Carson, we And, not that we were looking for the fire suit that said Sunseeker Resorts on it or anything like that. We saw Carson literally
Probably
screamed
squealed.
that man's name. He comes walking right over to the fence. But it's funny because, like, before that, Molly and I were like, we have to get Carson if we see Carson, but we're gonna tell him that he's gonna need to hop a squat down so you can see his face. That man comes over and we're like, can we take a picture? He's like, yeah, hold on. He was like, let me squat down. And we were like,
You already
Molly and I
know the
looked at-
drill.
Molly and I looked at each other and started laughing because we were just talking about Carson, and we're like, dude, you're gonna have to, like, pop a squat because I ain't getting no fence in the way. No, thank you. But then it's funny because on the red carpet, we were like, okay, well, we need a better picture with Carson in this cut fire suit because we hate the fence.
And then,
like,
but no,
hate the
then he switched fire suits between Saturday and Sunday.
he did. So we got two different cut fire suits. We got a teal one and we got a white one.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because even on the red carpet, or no, it was before. He was going to do his Q&A, and Carson walked by, and we said, "Hey, Carson," and he walks over to us, and we're like, he's just like standing in front of me, and I'm like, so we're gonna see you over there in like 5 minutes, and he was like, "Okay, I figured I would." I'm like,
That's
okay.
when he told me his bracelet fell apart, and then he just stuck it in his wallet.
Yeah.
Is it like one of the ones all three of us have?
Yeah, we literally will all have matching ones.
Yes.
I told him how to fix it, and he said, okay.
Yeah.
I feel
Then
like
we went over to the state.
I feel like it just didn't get tied, right? That's probably what happened.
Well, in my first picture with him in his truck fire suit, I looked like a freaking kindergartner because I'm holding. Let me just tell you, I'm holding my picture that he signed of us.
Mm-hmm.
I am holding Molly's truck, my little truck, my case that has all my pictures in it, his Sharpie, my phone, which if you zoom in on the picture, I'm flipping off the camera, not meaning to. I look like a kindergartner ready for the first day of school, and then after that, I gave all of my stuff to Molly, and I closed his Sharpie for him and handed him back his Sharpie. Because I was holding his Sharpie the entire time, the entire picture.
That's funny.
It is kind of funny. Carson was the favorite this weekend, I'm not gonna lie. So was Harrison and Ty and Riley.
We were also at his Q&A, and he did get asked a question about his ride next year, and he said there's something down, but he can't say nothing about it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Look, all I'm saying, if he goes to Cup, I have an issue, guys. This weekend, I have realized that I am a Carson simp. No shame in that. Yeah, it's a little bad if he goes to Cup. I mean, I'll be happy if he goes to Cup next year, but also I have a serious problem. What boy?
Oh, okay,
We're at that
look.
point.
We have to somewhat gatekeep Carson, okay? Like, we can't let everyone know.
Oh, yeah.
We're the Carson hosts of our fan club, but we gotta gatekeep a little bit, okay?
Also, I did see a post on Twitter that at Bristol, Chris Rice and colleague are supposed to announce who's going to be in the 31 car at Bristol.
Yeah.
Ooh. We'll have to look out for that.
I honestly have no idea who it's gonna be because they said it's supposed to be shocking and it's gonna shock everybody.
Is it a current driver? I mean, literally, my two guesses would be Carson or Noah.
I mean, I feel like if it's Carson, I feel like that probably would be a shocker. I'm not gonna lie, because I would have thought he would have gone to Spiral Motorsports if that was the case.
Yeah, especially because he drove their Xfinity car too.
Yeah, but if it's Noah, I won't be as surprised. But I did read that Noah is. Someone did say that Noah's not reinstated yet.
Oh, so they can't officially sign him until he's reinstated.
Yeah, they said that Noah is not officially reinstated yet. He's on his way because apparently he's almost done, I guess, with his like sensitive training or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not reinstated yet by NASCAR. So it can't be Noah, but if it is Noah, then I guess he got reinstated. But I just read somewhere that he's not reinstated yet. So I don't know.
Guess we'll find out.
Guess we will. I honestly have no guesses for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially since John Hunter Nemechek already got announced to go to Legacy.
Well, that wasn't even a big shocker. Everybody knew that was gonna happen. Everybody was like, John Hunter's going there, and it was part of the plan as soon as they signed Noah. Then when they announced they were going to Toyota, everybody's like, yeah, they're picking up John Hunter Nemechek. That's not a surprise.
You know what I just realized? Do you remember who is going to be separating from their supercar team at the end of this season?
Huh.
We can't forget about Shane Van Gisbergen.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a shocker?
I feel like it would.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Guess we'll find out this week and who it's gonna be.
All right. Let's move on to IndyCar. IndyCar raced at Laguna Seca. It was their season finale. We already knew that Alex Palou had won the championship after last race, but it was pretty eventful, a little bit. First, Roman Grosjean spins / wrecks in practice. If you guys so if you guys don't know who Roman Grosjean is, if you don't know him from IndyCar, you should know him from Formula One. He had a very, 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 very scary wreck in Formula One where he went into a guardrail and his car split in half and burst into flames. And he was sitting in the flames for, I want to say 20-30 seconds. They dramatize it in Drive to Survive. But he was stuck in that fire for quite a while. But that's really where Roman Grosjean got really known, was because of that accident. But he had driven for Haas, and I don't believe he returned to Formula One because of that accident. He both of his hands were burned, and his arms. But then he eventually showed back up in IndyCar. Yeah, he had a bit of a wreck in practice at Laguna Seca. Some big news. So you guys know that I'm a fan of Papaya McLaren. In both Formula One and IndyCar. Felix Rosenqvist is, I believe he's leaving, Era McLaren, and they have to sign a new driver. And that new driver is David Malukas. And okay, look, Zach Brown has a type. Okay? If you put Pato O'Ward, David Malukas, Oscar Piastri, and Lando Norris side by side, they are the same person, different fonts. Like, literally, David Malukas is if Lando and Oscar were morphed. I'm not even kidding. Like, okay, so I was watching the INDYCAR race. I can't remember which race it was. I think it was this past one. Not Laguna Seca, but the one before. Where David Malukas got the biggest mover award, I think it was, and he was on TV, and I recorded a Snapchat and sent it to the girls, and I'm like, who is David Malukas? Like, hello.
No.
I was like, where have they been keeping him?
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, he's signed with Arrow McLaren. So he takes the spot that was originally going to be Alex Palou's. And speaking of Arrow McLaren, for the race at Laguna Seca, Felix Rosenquist got the pole. He was so happy. Like, Fro just, he's so precious. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him because Scott Dixon won the race at Laguna Seca. I saw this tweet. Okay, so this is my transition, my normal transition. I saw this tweet. And hold on, I'll read it. I liked it on Twitter. It was so funny. And so it's a picture of Lissy with Lando and Oscar's helmets, okay? And somebody said Marcus Armstrong must have astronomical levels of Riz because how did he pull Lissy? Like,
I saw that.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love Marcus Armstrong, and he's an attractive guy. But like, she is dead center of Formula One, being an announcer for the TVs around the circuits. So like, you gotta be okay. There's gotta be something for her not to be like, ooh, Charles Leclerc. Because Lissy could 100% pull Charles Leclerc. Like, have you seen her? She's so pretty.
Yeah. Have you seen him?
Exactly.
Have you seen him?
But yes, I thought that was very funny. So I don't have much news on Formula One, because they had an off week. But it's rumored that AlphaTauri will be bringing Red Bull inspired upgrades to Singapore. So it was confirmed that Liam Lawson will be driving at Singapore. His nameplate is above the garage at Singapore. So Daniel is out for this race and will hopefully be back at Suzuka. But it is Liam Lawson for this coming race. So we'll see. We'll get to see what Liam can do with an upgraded car. And so I saw this thing, and it showed if the points, what the points would be if the season started in Austria, which is where most of the teams brought their upgrades was Austria, right? If if it started in Austria, Max Verstappen would have 144 points, okay? And he'd be in the lead. Then it would be Sergio Perez with 75 points. You want to know who would have been in third? Lando Norris with 63 points.
Lando.
And then Lewis Hamilton with 54 points. Alonso with 51 points. Charles Leclerc with 45 points. Russell with 34. Sainz with 34. Piastri with 31. And Gasly with 22. Like, that is a huge difference. Like, the upgrades that McLaren brought mid-season, like, astronomical. Like, insane for the points to compare like that. But that's wild to see. Like, Lando could be P3 in the championship. He could be P3. Okay. But yeah, so that's all my general news. But we will talk about next week. Or not next week, but like, you know, the weekend. NASCAR is gonna be at Bristol. The last great Coliseum. That place is so loud. Like, I had my headset off for roughly 80 laps, which it's a half-mile track, or not even half-mile, I think it's a quarter-mile. Quarter-mile track. So 80 laps isn't a long time if it's all green, okay? My ears were ringing for at least 2 weeks after. Like, the first time I've ever been to Bristol, I was down in the infield, or like, you can't even call it an infield, okay? Like, you could get ran over, like, with how tight the, I guess, infield is. Like, you better watch your toes. You will get ran over by a race car. But I actually, let's see. It's for sure Xfinity and Cup are racing. Yep, all three series. All three series are.
Oh, it's not this week. It's the week after that. That truck has an off week.
So this weekend's a little different for NASCAR. It's the Cup. They call it the Bristol Night Race, and it always happens on Saturday night, which pushes all the others a day early. Meaning the Xfinity race is on Friday, and the truck race is on Thursday. So it's an early week. So we're actually filming this episode on Monday of the week, but it usually gets uploaded on Friday mornings. So we won't have anything of the truck race in this episode. Or the Bristol truck race. So you'll see all that next episode, and we'll recap the entire weekend.
As we do, as best as we can remember. As best as we can remember, if we don't fall asleep during it, if it's really boring.
Yeah, but Bristol's usually pretty eventful, or just like quick. Because it being half-mile track. But so all three NASCAR series are going to be at Bristol.
Dramatic pause for Sid to remember where they're gonna be at.
Yep. And then, yeah. INDYCAR has no more races. INDYCAR's done. like NASCAR just started their playoff season and IndyCar's done. So who knows what news we're gonna have from IndyCar in the coming weeks. It might be more driver shifts. Who knows? But we'll keep an eye out and keep you updated. And Formula One is gonna be at Singapore. At I think they call it Yas Marina. Let me double check the name. I can't remember the name. Like, I think that's the name of the circuit, but like, I think a lot of the drivers like Singapore. I think they changed it to a night race, because of how hot it usually is at Singapore, this time of year. It's Marina Bay Street Circuit. So I was close. But there actually is a new configuration. They took out, I believe, one of the chicanes in Sector 3, I want to say. Yes, in Sector 3. Oh, that's weird. I don't know, it kind of looks backwards, but it's not. I'm just, like, the first turn they take is a left turn. So, like, it shouldn't look that weird for me who constantly watches NASCAR, you know, because all left turns. But for some reason, this just looks so weird because the way that it feels, normally, whenever, or most of the tracks that, like, I actually notice, they take off in a certain direction and go right rather than left. So that threw me off looking at this map. But yeah, they're gonna be in Singapore. Unfortunately, I don't know if Daniel's going to be, like, actually at the circuit or if he's still in recovery. We got content of him singing Taylor Swift and lip syncing to Olivia Rodrigo. So that was pretty iconic. But, like, Singapore is an iconic race for him because you guys heard me quote it, I'm pretty sure last week, but it's real sweat baby. Like, that interview is from Singapore. So but yeah, we still have 8 races in the NASCAR Cup Series to finish. If I'm counting correctly in my head, I don't exactly know. Maybe that's right. And then there's actually, I feel like there's quite a few more in Formula One. So Formula One ends their season at the end of November, whereas NASCAR ends their season at the very beginning of November.
There is 8 races left for the Cup, including Bristol.
Called it. Okay, so in Formula One, we have Singapore, Japan, Qatar, COTA, Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, and Abu Dhabi. That's 8 races. So it's the same amount of races, but Formula One has, like, breaks in between because you can't travel back and forth across the world every single weekend, that you would die. Like, jet lag would destroy you. And then also, like, transporting all of that stuff, like, because they have to be there on Thursday of the week before the race, or the Thursday before the race, and so, and then they end their race on Sundays, so having to transport all of that stuff in 3 days and have it set up by the time everybody gets there, that's rough.
Wow.
But
It's kind of sad. I just look at the schedules. There's 8 left for Cup, 7 for Xfinity. There's only 4. There's only 4 races left for Truck. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, all the races I'm planning on going to, the trucks aren't running. Like, the trucks aren't running Talladega this year. Or no, sorry, they're not running Xfinity this year. Xfinity's not running Talladega this year. I got that mixed up.
We get to see Carsey again.
Yeah. But gosh, this is wild. Like,
It's like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Hey Molly, I'll see you in 3 weeks again.
See you in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
with new pictures this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna print some off too. I'm gonna get like a book.
Carson's literally gonna have like a entire like full page now. Compared to like that just one picture from Kansas, like in the springtime when I just got him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's gonna have like 6 on there. It's fine. It's fine. Harrison's upgrades to like 6 also now too. Great.
But wild though. This season has flown by.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of almost makes me really sad.
Like, what am I supposed to do after November? Like,
I mean, it's like literally only like 2 months because on my birthday they show the NASCAR awards.
oh, I forgot they have the NASCAR awards.
Yeah, they have it on my birthday. They have it on my birthday.
Are they doing it in Nashville again this year?
Yes, that's already been confirmed.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, they've confirmed it, that it's going to be in Nashville. But yeah, they have that, and then they're done. Until February.
That's crazy. Man, that means a little over 8 weeks left of this season's podcast.
Oh, that's really depressing.
It is.
Because I feel like we'd go all the way to the end of the Formula 1 season, just so we can cover those races. And they end their season, so the Las Vegas race, which is the one right before Abu Dhabi, is the weekend of the, I want to say 18th of November. And then I think they take a week off and then Abu Dhabi. So I think it's like December 4th is their like official last day.
Wow, 4 days after my birthday. 3 days technically.
So man.
Wow.
12 episodes in, we got 8-ish, probably actually more than 8 left. So, wow. Wild. But,
man.
Well, this has been the 12th episode.
Oh, wait.
You guys,
Or is that
on my screen? You guys are backwards.
Well, I like to do 21 because I like the 21 driver.
The 12th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast. And hopefully Martinsville, we will be trackside once again, the three of us.
Yes.
That's
That would
the
be-
hope.
That would be really fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Again, this has been the 12th episode of the Trackside Girls podcast, and we'll be back at it again next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are actually enjoying this content. Like, I feel like this episode was us just like kind of rambling, which it felt a little. It honestly felt more natural, because most of the time it's usually just me, naming off things that happened during the week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. All right. See you guys after Bristol, after Singapore, and we will update you with all of that news. So, peace out, guys.
Peace.
Peace, love, and race cars.
Oh, peace, love, race cars.
Ka-chow.
Ciao.